What's up, my goofy goober? So, recently I've been thinking about the nature of violence and character and how that has to do with us as living creatures. Um, People say pro life, anti life, pro choice, anti choice. With the falling of Roe, that's a big thing. Looks like possibly Obergefell's next. And that's cringe. But, so, here's a schema I have all laid out, right? We have death as this heuristic for life. And death is not quite defined, so it exists through metaphor, through other ideas of death. Death of a friendship, death of an opportunity. And now, so the emotions that we have in response to this death, these emotions can be purely towards objects, towards possibilities, towards sensations, or towards other people. Other people in terms of love, in terms of lust, in terms of jealousy, in terms of anger, hatred, rivalry, revenge, dominance, in terms of, and for me, throughout a lot of my life, I felt alone, but in such a way where I want to be more alone often. But then I think of violence. I think of violence, and the word is a broad word. Violence and character. How those are built up and how they contribute to each other. Like an thing that the sculptor uses contributes to the sculpture. And like the little itty bits of rock that are chipped off contribute. And it's got me thinking earlier today about these different states of violence. Say someone is hit by a car, right? This is a suburban lily white setting, let's say, or not even just white, right? But rich, middle class, well-to-do, not needing this. I was in the parking lot of a Costco, and this guy beeps at me. I'm like, fuck you. And he's like, what you saying? He said the N-word to me, right? Because he was an African-American individual. And I responded back, I said... And I was wondering if that was me bitching out. But then I thought of the Boondocks and the moment where the old white guys, he bumps into the black guy and he's like, what you just do to me? And he's like, hey, wait, I can just walk away. I'm white. So, the thing is that we have this one type of violence that is direct. It's blood, breaking bones, disease, starvation, age, pollution, carcinogen, intoxication, overdose, accident. And then this type of entry that's more indirect, which I think is more present in the minds of our idea of a more war-torn population. War-torn, whatever war is, conflict, you know? Just fucking dog eat dog. Just hurt pride, needing to prove something, hurt people, hurting people. And this you kind of you're a starving lion, you feel like, and you're both strong and weak at the same time. You're baring your teeth, you have this languid feel. There's a real need to eat to cause pain, to feel sustenance, because there's no communication, there's movement, moving things. Making sense in the world is moving things, it's making things in your image, it's reproducing your image, it's upkeeping your image, it's fighting back against your own doubt of your image and society's convincing you to dislike your image, and it's you responding to what you don't like in yourself and others. And it's but that's me getting in the psychological kind of weeds. The point is that this kind of violence is not a violence we can really understand in Gaza, in whatever hood you mention, right? Like, I don't know all the hoods. You know, whenever I go to like a hood, I'm like, I don't even know if I've gone to a hood, but you know, I'm just like, okay, cool. It's usually peaceful. I don't know. Maybe I'm not around when shit's happening. But the conditions arise so that something that is deterministic, what's happening, you know, at least as far as chaos goes, and still claiming that chaos is deterministic, something that we couldn't calculate with a big ass computer, but we're still pretty sure it knocks down, you know, like dominoes. So once the first domino goes, you know when the 1 millionth is gonna go and in what direction. And so it's that compared to, and whether it causes or is caused by this other sense of harm, this almost sense of the, how do I say it? Not just entitlement, but the need to feel entitled to something, leading to need to have a birthright because you weren't given one in the first place, because you can't take it for granted. the need to claim something, which the need to act out a character, the need to go against hatred with hatred. I'm having a bit of trouble wording exactly what I'm thinking about, but I guess the point is the wording more than what I'm saying, which in essence is fairly simple. Murder. I don't know. You tell me if you have an idea what the fuck I'm talking about. What the next step is in all of this. I'll be curious.